SYN Cookiedao Polygon and Nct Polyswarm as requested by Moonslothicus. Like my TA, become a member, help save animals' lives, and I will cover more coins that you request. And to Brandon Lawrence, I'm still waiting on the 10% gratuity for getting you that profit of you selling 80% of your bag with that 80% XCN pump with my insight. You have my addresses in the description below. For your convenience, sending 1,000 XCN or $5, I will be giddy. Now, I don't ask for $3,000 to take a course and expect humanity to do human things. The hardest part of my niche and my demographic are money-hungry people. Why pay for something when you can get it for free? I say the same thing about pussy, but for some reason, you always have to pay. And don't get me started on brownie points, as I've had a whole pan of brownie points and can never cash those out for whatever reason. But let's actually dig into the TA and these coins that are actually looking pretty good. So if you're not a member, I actually covered three other coins that are prime, but we're going to try and bust these out as quick as possible, starting with SYN. Why are we looking at SYN, Neil? You almost never bring this up. We're just here for XCN and XRP, and we only watch 4 minutes of your video. Well, let's look at the all-time high for SYN. Technically, it's up here at $4.83 from its all-time high, and it is at an absolute low. It's never been this low in its history, but the key things I am looking at is the 200 EMA. For example, back here we had a pretty thinned out 200 EMA. We tested its patience, got rejected. And then we tested a few more times. And once we were real close to that 200 EMA, it had a little rejection pullback, but said, no, we can't go any lower. And had about, I think it was a 200 or 300% pump right here from January of 2024 to March of 2024. The main difference is this 200 EMA is extremely, extremely close to our price right now. It's not very strong in its resistance. We see that its bottom is pretty much bottomed out. If we can get above this 200 EMA, I'm not saying enter SYN right now, but you could. If you're waiting, say, to like 0.08 cents, more or less, there's not a whole bunch of resistance stopping it from going up another 74%, up 159%, 384%. But the real major resistance is all the way up here at 1,100%, or potentially up here at 2,000% increase in price. If you got less than a dime and want to turn it into almost $2, SYN is a very good contender. The RSI is very healthy, looking at it down here at the bottom. It's building higher lows. It's pretty healthy in general. So if you haven't entered into SYN, here at 0.055 cents for the opportunity of a quick dollar from a nickel, SYN is an amazing, amazing contender. And I'm kind of busting through these pretty quick because I was doing this video earlier and then the power went out. So we're going back through it again. Cookiedao. A lot of people have brought this one up, and it's looking a little bit better now than it's been looking this past entire year. The reason being is it's kind of thinned out. The CM Guppy is about as thin as it can go. Broke this downward trend line, tested it multiple times as support, and then said, okay, we want to start building some higher lows. The only concerning thing is we are a little bit overbought in the RSI, but it's about to hop over that CM Guppy, and that's the only real resistance it has until it makes it to the 200 EMA. So if you haven't entered into Cookiedao, you could be looking at a real quick 130% potential increase in price because we are building higher lows slightly. The volume is getting green candle after green candle, and it's about to cross over the CM Guppy, so there's nothing really stopping it from going from 0.018 cents up to 0.04 cents. Pretty massive potential. It is a DAO network similar to like XCN, so you can see very quick volatility in this coin. But if you haven't entered into that one, now isn't a bad bet. Again, I am not a financial advisor, but I'm here to try and make you money. So let's go Oh, I guess it's called Matic now. It's not called Polygon. Matic USD, looking at it on Capital, same thing. The only thing concerning with this is that it is a little bit overbought, but we have kind of bottomed out here. And same thing, the CM Guppy is the only real resistance, but the 200 EMA is a lot closer on this one than it is on Cookiedao. So reference that back to SYN when the 200 EMA is very, very close. It's the only resistance keeping this thing under pressure. The CM Guppy is about to flip green and could easily push it over the 200 EMA. But if you haven't entered into Matic, I'd be waiting till you get into this roughly 15-cent area. Yes, it is a pretty big price increase, but it reduces your risk quite a bit. Say you enter in right around this price point, you could expect 400 to 700 or higher, potentially 10x your money on Matic. Matic is a very good utility coin. It's got a lot of layers to it, and that kind of brings me into NCT. So we've looked at all these coins, and we've seen that the 200 EMA is really its only resistance to have that major push upwards. For you, Moon Slothicus, let's look at NCT, what was it, Polyswarm? Let's see if it pulls up here. I think I got to pull up Polyswarm. There it is. NCT, US dollar, Polyswarm. I've apparently done some TA on this before, probably for you as well, Moon Slothicus. But now is a more prime opportunity than when we were looking back in July of 2025. You say, why is that, Neil? Well, we have the data. The data says last time we were at this price point down here at 0.006, it bottomed out and had a major push to the 200 EMA. Came back, tested it, major push way above the 200 EMA. Came back underneath the 200 EMA, and whenever it finally closed over that 200 EMA, we had roughly in 100 days, a 500% increase in price. And over the course of time, if you held that entry, it pushed up nearly 10x your money. So I could see why you'd be looking at Polyswarm. We got the data, the all-time high being up here around 17 cents. The previous coins I listed may be a better bet, but we do still have that 200 EMA as our resistance. There's nothing saying that we're just going to fly way past this. We have the resistance here on this black downward trend line. We also have this resistance here. So even getting above that 200 EMA, there's still resistance in this area around a penny. And then we have resistance around 2 pennies. I think there are better opportunities. If you are trapped in NCT, definitely hold on because it'll more than likely come back when altcoin season starts to take off. I cannot cover every single coin that is going to be pumping in altcoin season because it's going to be all of them. I could tell you to buy everything and it's going to go up, but we're looking at the TA and the best opportunities for our entry. It is pretty healthy on the RSI. It is trying to cross over that CM Guppy, but you do have resistance on the way up. So expect maybe a 46% increase before some pretty strong resistance, maybe less than that before a longer consolidated period. But ultimately, 155% before you start getting some resistance again, which brings me back to my point that Cookiedao, SYN, and Matic may be better bets because they can run a lot quicker, and then you could put more money into NCT while it is doing its consolidation, trying to break down those layers on the way up. That's kind of it for this video. Like, subscribe, become members if you want. 50% goes to save animals' lives. The other 50% goes to get new tech. And you guys get to call out coins you want requested. I may not cover NCT again, but if you are a member, Moon Slothicus, I will be sure to cover your request. So, good luck. Have fun with it. I hope that these random coins that I'm pulling up show you these better insights, and you're not just here for XCN and XRP, but you're understanding why I take these trades and why my structure works so well, whether it looks the same in everything I'm bringing up or it looks completely different, because I will give you my personal opinion on what I think is a better bet. And right now, NCT, in just quick comparison to something like Cookie, looking at it, this is with USDC, I see that the resistance in the between those two, Cookie's about to cross this CM guppy, and we've seen this happen in XCN, and you have a quick, easy 129% potential opportunity. When you compare that to NCT, it's got a lot of layers of resistance on that way up. So 50%, and then you get rejected. 120%, then you get rejected. But the only real rejection you could potentially expect for Cookie is 129%. So that's why I consider Cookie a little bit better bet. But if you're trapped in NCT, no worries. It will get there, but it's going to take a little bit more time than something that is going to run pretty quick because it's very far away from the 200 EMA. Or again, bringing up SYN, the 200 EMA is a lot closer, but same thing. The percentage gain, it's only like 29% before rejection, but if it can hold above that, there's nothing stopping it from getting that extra 250% or more increase in price, as we have the data stating it can go way, way higher. So good luck, have fun with it, and I will see you guys on the next one.